just I'm live streaming on both channels today. I'm not this isn't going to be a huge live stream, and it's also going to make do for my patrons live today because last night we had a 3-hour New Year's Eve party on Patreon. And so that kind of made up for Freaky Friday and today. Today's New Year's Day. Happy New Year. Let me see this. Is this what's going on here? There we go. We need that brightened up too. Good morning. If I don't see your chat, it's because I am live streaming on 2 channels. Hi, Aces, Laura Higgins, and Doris, and Leonard, and Monique. I got a bit of a headache because I didn't want. If I stay up past midnight, where's my chat? Where's my chat? There it is. If I stay up past midnight, there's no making up for lost sleep, right? Hey, Ninja Clan Kathy, Celeste, Linda, Rebel, Happy New Year. Oh, you passed out way before midnight, did you? I made it. I actually didn't get to sleep until like 5 o'clock this morning. So, hey, Leanne and Rebel, Critter Lover Jesse, Edie, how are you? It's my birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sweet Monique. Happy birthday to you. That hurts. My head. Happy birthday, Monique. It's my cousin Diane's birthday today, too. And my cousin Charlene's birthday. Wow. I'm going to have to wish them both a happy birthday. Give them a call. If you're not seeing where I'm seeing the full chat, like if you can't see what I'm responding to, it's because I'm live streaming on 2 channels. I'm live streaming on Our Half Acre Homestead, and I'm live streaming on Life with the Wolfies. Today is going to be, after this live stream, it's going to be a really nice, quiet day. You're welcome, sweetheart. Hey, Chaos! I was up until 2 a.m. canning potato and leek soup. Ooh. I so want to get my garden started. My trees, this is the only one that's actually undecorated. So, I mean, I've got all day tomorrow to do that. So I'm going to undecorate tomorrow to the best of my ability and begin on the new year. I fell asleep at about 11, woke up at 3 a.m. to every light in the house on. I had every intention of staying up and waiting for my kids. Hey, Lacey Black. Howie was snoring at 11 o'clock, right? I got up to go to I stopped to go to the bathroom and so you in bed? Yep, I'm in bed. Happy New Year, right? So, yeah, it was quiet for him, noisy for me, had a blast. We opened our New Year's Eve live stream the last 15 minutes before midnight. And I can't believe we went as long as we did. And the first song of the new year was Under Pressure with David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. Yeah, my brain is fried right now. And I don't know all the words to the song, but I do know it's about all the pressures that we allow society and other people's opinions put on us. And the most important thing is like, let's give ourselves another chance here. Love is the answer, pretty much, right? It is a great song. It is a great song. My coyotes were extremely vocal last night. I started howling back. God, I would too. I would get in the pool sometimes in the middle of the night and hear the sometimes it's mostly coyotes, but sometimes you'd hear the wolves. And it's coyotes when they're yip yip yapping and you howl and they shut up because you sound like a wolf. I do that all the time. But if they howl back, then it's my wolves. And they are deeper throated and more shy, the wolves are. So I stayed up. Hi, Michelle is terrified of fireworks and gunshots. What is with people with fireworks? I understand fireworks on New Year's, but I don't understand shooting off guns. What goes up must come down, people. I remember when we had New Year's in Howie. We did have one New Year's in Arizona, right? Because they kept going on the news, but don't be shooting off guns to celebrate New Year's. People get killed. Yeah, with the Coyotes. Yeah, we went to a hockey game that night. So, well, I have wolves. We have wolves. I'm not so fun. Everyone seems to put coyotes and wolves in the same bracket. They're not. Coyotes are much more brazen, um, much more sneaky, much more dangerous than wolves. Wolves are like very shy and social creatures. Sounded like World War III here at midnight, guns and fireworks. Jesus, I'm glad we don't have that. You've never seen or even heard a wolf? Really? Watch a movie, you'll hear a wolf. Yeah, they are smart. They are smart. So today's agenda is just going to be, I've got our ham out, and I don't have any ginger ale, so I'm going to make I'm going to do some honey, some ginger, and some mustard powder, and kind of heat that all together, and then just pour that over. Maybe I'll add a little bit of cloves to that. What do you think? Hey, Jane Morrow, how are you, darling? So, and I've got my dehydrated potato slices, soaking for scallop potatoes. And we had chicken Caesar salads last night, but I saved some of the romaine lettuce so that we could have a side dish of leafy greens for money. So, hey, Mama Cat, Happy New Year. I just add some brown sugar to that. Okay, darling. If I had ginger ale, I would do ginger ale, brown sugar, mustard, and a little bit of cloves. But I don't have any ginger ale, so I'm trying to kind of... how about some flavored vinegar for acidity? Well, maybe I will just put in a little bit, but it doesn't need a lot of acidity because it's a cured ham, eh? Hey, Andrew, Happy New Year. How's Yorkshire today? It must be, what, about supper time there, eh? I have my pork chops and sauerkraut in the slow cooker. That is a PA Dutch good luck meal. On anything with leafy greens in it is a good luck meal on New Year's Day. We always, for New Year's night at midnight, we do kibas and sauerkraut. Happy New Year, Yarnworks. How are you? I have black-eyed peas with ham and collard greens. See, the thing is the collard greens, right? To sweeten it, you don't taste it when it's done, about a quarter cup. Okay, well, I've got cider vinegar. So I will use that for my liquid. And I will mix it with don't have any brown sugar, but I'll mix it with some honey and a bit of sugar and molasses and ginger, and we'll just see. And I'll just keep trying it and tasting it until it tastes right. Triplet goats! Hey, Steffi! Triplet goats born on Christmas Day. That's awesome. And it's not too cold out for the babies. That's awesome, Steffi. Steffi, I asked this of Angie on Me and You Acres. Steffi, are you hatching or ordering meat birds this year? Because if you're ordering meat birds this year, Steffi, and turkeys, let me know because I will add to your order because I want like 10 chickens this year and 2 turkeys. I've just got to convince Howie to make them a really good pen in the greenhouse. Critter lover, how's it going? So, let me know if you are ordering or raising extra like or hatching birds this year because I want to buy some. Okay. Goats are awesome. We used to raise Nubians. Oh, I had my favorite goat was her name was Busy and she was an Alpine and she gave me close to a gallon a day. Um Hey from Montana, Becky. Hey, happy New Year. You know what, Becky? I didn't get to sleep until after 5 a.m. I was just so. You are hatching and ordering. Okay. Are you getting any turkey poults? Because I've got this idea. Well, you're welcome, Becky. Hey, happy New Year, Jean. I've got this idea. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I got this idea about Happy New Year, Stephen. That feed is really expensive. And the problem with that is there's ways to supplement their feed. You know all those stale bread crusts and all those things you throw in the freezer and you dehydrate them for breadcrumbs and stuff? Kitchen scraps can go to the chickens. They can eat meat. Just don't feed them chicken, okay? But they can eat meat. So give your kitchen scraps to your chicken. Like, yes, feed them the nutrient-rich stuff they need every day, but supplement it with kitchen scraps, guys. And because awesome. Okay. I'm going to talk to Howie, Steffi. Isn't it your birthday this week, Steffi? When's your birthday? Blessings to everyone. Hey, Renita! Thank you, Renita. I got your seeds. Thank you very much. It was you, right? Eggshells are good for them too. I know, but right now I'm saving all my eggshells. Eggshells are good, especially for, hey, paranormal. How are you, darling? Happy New Year, Peggy Stray. I'm really trying to keep up with folks here and there. Morning, Bev. Eggs here were advertised at $29 a tray. Oh my gosh. Well, see, I don't have incubators or anything anymore. As a matter of fact, I sold Steffi all my incubators and parts. Hey, thank you so much for the seed exchange mailings. I got lovely cards, seeds, and blessings from fellow viewers. Bless you all. Well, December 30th. Well, guess what? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sweet Steffi. Happy birthday to you. And you need to come and visit. I know you're really, really busy, but at some point you got to come over for a cup of tea, okay? You got to, we gotta have some quiet time. So whenever we ate chicken growing up, my dad called it yard bird. We loved our chickens. Yep. Hey, Missouri Belle. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. There was a lot of people who didn't get their cards or didn't get their lists or all that stuff. Not a lot of people, but I'm going to say 10% got let down, and that's my fault. Because I was really sick when I put out that seed exchange. When I started giving everybody their lists and everything, I was really sick, man. I was down with the big C, the big flu, Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much, Becky. I will do that. Yes, soon, okay? A little early for seeds, but almost time. Start thinking about growing season. I'm already thinking about growing season. Trust me, this week is going to be about taking down all the decorations, repotting my house plants, and getting ready for seed starting. It is a little early to start, but there's some things I'll start as early as the end of January, and that'll be things like celery and onions, Spanish onions and stuff. Thank you so much, sweetheart. We had a blast last night. We had a blast last night. I had some medicated banana bread beforehand or during the beginning, and it kicked in long before midnight. Leeks, onions, etc. Yeah, I'll start my leeks, and I'll start my leeks and my onions and probably my celery because they take long to germinate. And I think, hey, from Spokane, Washington, and I think I'm going to do my carrot. I'm going to do seed tapes like I did last year for with the parsnips. I'm going to do seed tapes with carrots this year because I'm planting carrots this year. So, hey, Howie, I'm getting some chicks. We gotta figure out how we can stabilize half the greenhouse for chickens and turkeys. Or build me a tractor. We got to make them safe so we can go to the races on the weekends and not worry about critters. Lena K, yes, yes. My grandson was born on, isn't this awful? I can't remember if it was the 20th or the 21st. You know what? I can't check on my phone either. I'm hoping to grow onions and garlic this year. Do you know I still have those onions in my stocking? Like the stockings in my those are onions from my garden. Yes, I have onions in the freezer, but I like a fresh onion for certain things. Like I won't take frozen onions out of the freezer and put them in an egg salad sandwich. That's asking for trouble. Frozen onions are for cooking only. Does everybody know that? Does everybody know that? I thought you said 20th before, but I could be totally wrong. Well, it's probably the 20th. 8 pounds, 9 ounce, baby boy. And there was 2 days this week where I didn't have time to FaceTime with him. And thank you, Donna. He came on the 20th. See, you guys know more than I do. But I've been FaceTiming with him, and there was a couple of days before yesterday that I missed FaceTiming with him, and I thought he forgot me for a minute. But oh, my grandbaby boy, him is something else. He's awake. He was born. He's like a star child. He was born awake. I mean, his eyes when they look in you. It's very, very old soul stuff, you know? I don't know frozen onions are only for, I didn't know frozen onions are only cooking, but I can't recall ever using them raw. Well, that's a thing I found out. When I say awake, Doris, we'll talk about onions in a second. When I say awake, I mean... this 2023 is a new dawn of a new era. And the babies being born during the pandemic and forward are star children. They're awake. They are old souls. They are really old souls, totally in touch with the connections of their higher power, totally in connection with the cosmos, and totally in connect with emotions around them. Now, that can be a problem because, there's a lot of people who put stuff onto children and babies. Like, you're going to save the world, and you're going to be this, and you're going to be... Don't do that to your kids. Don't do that to your babies, right? Happy New Year, Holly. Hey, Roxanne. So I'm really, really happy that Arthur and Mel are the parents of my grandchild because, I mean, I have total confidence that they're just going to let my grandson develop into who he's supposed to be. Isn't that awesome? I'm just so tickled with that. Hey, Terry McKinney. Last spring I planted asparagus crowns, but didn't realize I planted 18 crowns, then I only needed 6. Going to be harvesting so much asparagus next year. Well, you know what you can do, international or in Okay, in cat. You know what you can do? I did that. Howie just threw a bunch of asparagus crowns in the back garden one year and they came up in this tangled mess every year. But we started some from seed, and in the next 2 years, I'm going to have like 40 or 50 um, asparagus plants coming up. And the thing is I got to get a new vacuum sealer. Mine is crap. Absolute crap. The thing is asparagus, you just blanch that, and I mean just drop it in boiling water until it's bright green, drop it in ice water, and then vacuum seal. Like if there's 2 of you or 3 of you, 4 of you, like it's just Howie and I, so I would vacuum seal like 8 pieces of asparagus with a pat of butter on them, vacuum seal them and throw them in the freezer, and they're ready to go. All you have to do is heat them. You know what I mean? Good morning, Angie Mac. Happy New Year. So that's what I got, a Food Saver vacuum sealer for Christmas. Ah, awesome, Jean. Hey, Deborah C. Happy New Year. I want a Sorbent Systems home one. They are like a snorkel kind, and they will seal any kind of bag. Any kind of bag. And that's the one I want. That's the one I want. I've been through the Seal a Meal. I've been through the Chinese one they gave me to review, which worked really well for about a year, right? And here's another thing. I bought bags by the roll, and if they get a crease in them as they're going up on the roll, that won't seal properly. So I lose a lot of bags on the roll. So I want, because of that, Sorbent Systems. They do industrial vacuum sealers for businesses and companies, but they also do a personal sized one, and it's like $100 US. I just don't. I have to wait until I can order one from the US, and because they will seal old chip bags, which we know is lightweight mylar. Right? You just have to make sure you label them. They will do mylar bags. So you don't need oxygen absorbers. They will do, they will reseal. You open your cheese, and say I open my Parmesan cheese and I only want to take out half of it, I can reseal that bag with Sorbent Systems. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, InCat. Lisa Pierce, I want to plant asparagus again. We moved and I have to start all over. Buy the crowns, though. Buy the crowns, Lisa. Okay? Because I started mine from seed at the beginning of the pandemic in spring 2020. And this will be their 3rd year coming up. So there's going to be this year. I don't think I'm going to get any, they'll be too grassy yet. But I bet you next year I get real nice young asparagus. Hey, Freaky Geek! How's it going, darling? So, Sorbent Systems. Here, let me put it in here. SORBANT Systems. Whoops. Look that up. Sorbent, SORBANT systems.com. Look them up. I mean to ask to get the crowns. Do you just buy them at the grocery store? No, I would order them online from a reputable. You're welcome, Pam. I would order them online from a reputable dealer. Like, like where you can buy seeds and rootstock from a trusted seed company. I would buy, 3-year old, 2 to 3. Well, I would buy 3-year old roots, 3-year old roots. You're welcome, sweetheart. And that way, and remember, there is a way to plant asparagus when you're planting the crowns. Okay. It's a little bit on the fussy side, but you want to plant them deep. They may not even come up next year. You want to plant them 16 inches minimum deep, like a foot to 18 inches deep. Because you make sure you spread them a good couple of feet apart each crown. Okay? Because like I said, I have this big gnarly old asparagus shrub coming up in my back thing, and I keep telling Howie every either spring or fall, dig that up so I can separate those roots, right? So that may be something I'm going to have to hire somebody to do this spring as soon as the ground thaws. And if I don't get any asparagus out of them this year because I've disrupted their growing pattern, well, so be it, right? Yeah, you lay the roots, you plant in a trench and you lay the roots down. Like spread them out, like, you don't plant them, or you can plant them, spread them this way with the crowns up, or you can lay the roots down. But be careful, don't throw them crown down because it'll take them longer. Mama Four Boys, Happy New Year. I am missing chat over here. I'm missing chat on on Life with the Wolfies. So yeah, I got seeds. And I am going to grow lavender this year. You know why? Somebody gave me a really good idea because I'm talking about homemade shampoo. Somebody gave me a really good idea about making, just washing my hair with baking soda paste. Like getting my hair wet, working baking soda paste through my hair, and then rinse. And then like once a week, you can make vinegar, right? Like with lavender or whatever, the same way you would do orange peel vinegar. And then you put like a quarter cup of the scented vinegar in a quart of warm water, and you use that as a final rinse occasionally. And apparently that kicks the crap out of all chemical shampoos. Hey, Sally Stearns, Happy New Year. I'll come up and help you, Bev, divide asparagus, but you have to put up with me for at least a week. Okay. Come on. How are things going, sweetheart? How is Dan? How's Dan doing? We have a lot of people struggling with ill health this year. Hi, Tina. How are you, sweetie? And so we did a lot of praying yesterday going into the new year. And we're not going to do that today because we know, we said it all yesterday. All we got to say today is thank you, God. We woke up on the right side of the ground today. And that's what counts. Everything else is just gravy, right? Everything else is just gravy. If you really want a deep scalp treatment, just do the baking soda paste, then add vinegar and rinse, rinse, rinse. Was it you who told me that yesterday, sweetheart? I'm a fanatical crocheting woman. There's this woman who keeps coming up on my feed. And she does all this not Tunisian, but she does all these, like she'll take, good. I'm glad. Is he doing it? Is he, keeping healthy with food and all that stuff? My couch just partially collapsed. It was my husband's old one. In these times, we will repair, not replace. That's right. Oh, this is what I was going to say the other day. We were talking about money into the new year, going into the new year, and how I sat down with my bank because apparently I had a surplus of property taxes. See, the thing is ever since the pandemic, the world has gone to hell in a handbasket, and we're just starting to get things like taxes. We aren't. My taxes are caught up, but we're just starting. The world is just starting to get, you know, let's face it. Let's face it. Our prime minister misplaced, like, how much money did Trudeau misplace, dear, that was supposed to go for help? Millions and millions of dollars. And I think it was over $1 billion. And it was supposed to go for relief, and it ended up going to it as payments to people for help. And these were people they didn't even need, right? I didn't get any of those payments. But the truth is they were sending, support payments, and a lot of people got used to being looked after and won't go back to work. And they're in for a rude awakening, but it's going to take another 6 months to a year to completely sort through the tangle that the governments of the world have made of this pandemic. It's been tangled like crazy. And so I actually, it has to be repaid. And even, thing is that money doesn't come out of thin air. Well, Trudeau thinks it does. He just prints it. But that doesn't make things cheaper. That just means when a dozen eggs cost you $3.59 in 2019, it's going to cost you $8 in 2023, kind of thing. It just doesn't mean there's more stuff to be had. It just means that stuff costs more, right? That's called inflation. So yeah, Angie, I hear it. So what I did is I got a bill. I think I told you guys about this. I got a thing from the municipal or from the bank saying, you know what? Because we pay our property taxes. Yeah, me too, Peggy. 2023 is our year. It's our year to put our foot down and stand our ground and say, okay, you guys have had your chance. We're just gonna motor on with our lives and start and keep making the decisions that are right for us. Yeah, exactly. Fiat currency is historically unstable. Absolutely, Doris. Absolutely. So anyway, when I called the bank and said, what do you mean? I got this statement saying, oh, you don't have to pay any property taxes in 2023 because you have a surplus. And I went, what? A surplus? Like taxes and surplus? I've never heard of that. Honest to God, I just was flummoxed. So I phoned the bank that holds our mortgage, because everything else we do is with a credit union. But I phoned the bank that holds our mortgage, and I said, I wish, that I had locked in my 2.9% financing for 5 years instead of 3, because now I only have 2.5 left. But I asked them, I said, instead of, giving me a lower mortgage payment because I'm not paying taxes this coming year, can we take that surplus, instead of using it for taxes this year, can we take that surplus and put it right on the principal of my mortgage? And they went, sure, it's your money. You can do whatever you want. And I went, please do that. I said, and keep paying the taxes at that price until I get it sorted out with the municipal office. I said, but let's go one step further. Add $50 a month onto my mortgage payment and then make it bi-weekly. Bi-weekly means you pay it every 2 weeks. Well, once a month is once a month, and there's only 12 months in a year. But there's 52 weeks in a year. And if you divide that by 2, that's 26 payments, not 24. Right? So you're making an extra payment a year. And that comes, and it's the little things, folks. Don't let your any debts you have overwhelm you. Just start picking at them $5 at a time, right? So I've upped my mortgage by $50 a month, and I put a chunk a chunk off my principal. And here's another thing, right? Somebody mentioned that their couch just collapsed and that they'll be repairing. Other than our appliances and our electronics, everything we own is secondhand, right? And I wish I hadn't bought new when it came to my appliances because Whirlpool is just garbage. It's just garbage. My dishwasher is useless. My washing machine doesn't actually do, like, it's a high efficiency, supposedly large capacity washing machine. And it doesn't, if you put the large capacity in, doesn't necessarily clean them properly, especially if it's like sheets and stuff, because a fitted sheet will get, everything will turn into a donut, and then the fitted sheet will go over it and it'll look like a mushroom. It's the weirdest thing. Rule of thumb, if you do bi-weekly payments, those extra payments will take 7 years off your mortgage. Right? So then I called our loan and I found out how much left was owing on it. And I wrote all this shit down. And I'm going to start. So now that my mortgage payment's getting an extra payment a year and an extra $50 a month, I've got to talk to the bank and say, is there some way I can set up an account, like in a bill paying way on my bank, so that if I have extra money, I can just throw it on the principal of my mortgage. I've got to set that up if I can. And I have set up that way with my loan, and my loan is getting an extra payment a month. Not an extra payment a year, an extra payment a month, because it's a higher interest rate. Washer lasted only 5 years. I bought a different brand last year. Direct drive, no belt. Does that mean it's like a central spindle, the old central agitator style? Because those are the best. Those are the best. Hi, Mom for Boys asked me to visit your site. Oh, well, thank you, Katie Beals. Thank you. Now, if you do have to go out and buy something new, like electronics, like furniture, like a computer, go somewhere, because I've done this and it works. And thank God I paid off those appliances, because they're crap. But we got ours. Hey, Granny Prepper. That's a good idea, Angie Mac. My mom had a Maytag wringer washer. It was a workhorse. Maytag, if their name is, the thing is they're using tried and true names of the past and replacing them with Chinese junk, and they're not working and they're breaking down. Okay, so if you need to buy something new, like electronics, like Habitat for Humanity here isn't as cheap as it used to be. But what you can do, I'm losing my screen here, and this is my kind of part of my parting thought for New Year's Day. My parting thought for New Year's Day is, if you do have to buy a new appliance, a new electronics or furniture, go to some place like The Brick or Leon's, any store that offers you 36 months, no money down, 36 months, zero interest. Now, the trick to that is, yes, you're going to pay the insurance, not the insurance, you're going to pay a hunk of the interest up front. It's the only thing you have to pay up front. But then you get, hey, Meadowview, happy New Year. But if you get the 36 months, no interest, they're not going to ask you for a payment. No payments, no interest. They're not going to ask you for a payment. You set up your payment plan and you start making payments. The minimum payment, triple it. All right? Why? Because you're paying off. You can pay it off before 36 months is 3 years. And you can pay that off interest-free in 36 months. Trust me, I've done it. right? It's people who think they got 3 years to pay to get paying, and then they forget about it until the first bill comes due. And trust me, if you let the 36 months lap and you haven't paid it off, they're going to hit you full front interest, right? So be really, really careful. And when you buy new, find some place that offers interest-free payment plans for an X number, like interest-free payments for 36 months and then double your payments. It'll be gone before the 36 months is up and you've paid no interest. Make sense? But things like our couch is an IKEA couch that we got off Marketplace. You know, Howie's bed is new. My bed is secondhand. Our bedroom furniture is all secondhand. My power lift chair is all secondhand. After I have to have my oven and stovetop redone about 3 times. I bought one off of Facebook Marketplace that made in the 80s. I'm telling you, there was this stove I saw. There was a stove I saw a couple of years ago, and it was a monster. It had the elements on it were as thick as your thumb, wide as your thumb. And it was from the 1950s. And it had 2 ovens and 6 burners and a clock and all that stuff. And it said, this worked, but you need to put a plug on the end, right? I said to Howie, I want to buy that. And you could hardwire that right in. He goes, I'm not hardwiring that in. That's from the 1950s. It'll burn the house down. I said, no, Howie, they're workhorses. I could have had that stove for $150. And if I ever see one again and they say it works, because you know what? You could still buy parts for those. And you don't have to do it often. Why? Because they go forever, right? I always pay it off 1 month short. It's 36 months. I pay it off in 35. There you go. That's how you furnished your home. Good for you, Roxanne. Absolutely. Now, I got this thing. We got to replace. That's another income thing coming in this spring. We have to replace most of our pool because of the tree that fell on it. And because once the wall has been bent, it's no longer structurally sound to hold that kind of pressure. Just don't get something next to the dumpster. Ooh. No. Like when we bought my power lift chair, it was clean. It was beautiful clean. We bought it off of somebody in Ottawa. But still, I had a can of Lysol and a can of bug spray, and I bug sprayed it, and then I Lysoled it, and I bug sprayed it, and then it rode in the open wind in the back of my truck for an hour and a half. So, I mean, heck, the chair I'm sitting on was Briar's, and my brand new desk chair broke. The older stuff is meant to last much. My aunt has a Maytag from the 80s still going strong, better than anything today. Figured out soup for dinner. Well, we're having ham and scalloped potatoes and a bit of salad and that. Now, listen, folks. Thrift stores, I'm going to be, Howie was supposed to get me a crock pot for Christmas, but apparently you couldn't get an 8-quart crock pot anywhere in Ottawa. Why? I guess apparently crock pots are coming back in style. My bed is also not new. My friend's dad died and he had the bed for less than a month. The bed I'm sleeping on, the only one that I can actually get comfortable in, I bought for $2. I went on an auction site and I got Howie's dresser, my dresser, both bedside tables, and the bed and the mattress and box spring for I think $160 for the entire set, but I had to buy it in pieces. Like the bed and the bedside tables, I paid $2 for. And I'm telling you, beautiful shape. Beautiful shape. Be careful with beds. But yeah. Anyway, folks, if I could impart anything to you as we go into the new year, squeeze that quarter. Make it fart a dime, and then squeeze the dime and make it fart 2 cents. put in a garden wherever you can. And oh, by the way, I have extra seeds. So I think we might do one more quick seed exchange. We might do another seed exchange in the next couple of weeks. Just, you know, you can reuse all your Christmas card. You know what? I've got an idea. We're going to do another seed exchange. From a coworker, $25. I had a new mattress for $200. There you go. Let's do another seed exchange. Let's talk about this. Let me know in the comments or in an email at connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com. I might have extra Brussels sprouts, Doris. I might. But I think we should take all the Christmas cards that we got and recycle them by sending more seeds, doing another seed exchange. So you'll get a card that came totally from somebody else. You'll get it from me, but it came from somebody else, and I'll just cross it out and say, this is sent to you on a recycled Christmas card, and send a packet of seeds. Valentine's seed exchange. There we go. Let's talk about that, because guess what? I got more than I needed, and there's a lot of these I won't grow here. So I've probably got 40 or so packets of seeds that I can share. Yeah, don't waste our hard-earned money. Anyway, let's talking about the pool. Howie thinks he can get a second-hand pool not far away from here that still has, they just want it taken down in the spring, and they have a brand new liner in the box. So if we can get that, we're going to save ourselves a couple of $1,000. And he'll put the pool up again, and I will get it insured. I think insurance is a scam until you need it, right? And yeah, because you have to be the best wheeler and dealer I have ever a pleasure to meet. Well, you know what? It pays. It pays. Okay, Stephen, I love you. So our pool, all right, the side wall is bent and it's not usable, but I said to Howie, we should, because it's 54 inches high, that sidewall. If we can find a way of cutting it all the way down, that thing is 18 feet across. If we can cut that sidewall all the way down the center, then it can be wrapped around maybe 2x4 structures, screwed into place, and filled with soil for beds. Because what I notice is that my garden boxes, they're going to start rotting soon because they're wood. Heckling, bartering. You should have seen me in Cairo. Hey, you got to ask Howie. You should have seen me. I went through this one market in Cairo, and the way it worked was, okay, don't send me any emails about the seed exchange right now. I am going to reorganize it properly. So wait until it's announced on my Facebook or on here in the community settings, okay? Okay, you're just going to have to probably find envelopes for those recycled cards, but you can do that at the thrift store, right? My mom never pays full price. My family comes to me when they want something. They ask me how to find it. So, horse trading, yeah. But the thing is I would like to, Howie said, that's really hard stuff to cut. But with a skill saw, if we could lay it all out down the length of the driveway, draw a line down it, and you get a skill saw with a cutting blade, not just a cutting blade, one of those, Howie, what's the blade on the skill saw that doesn't necessarily have teeth, but it's like hard sandpaper? But it's a cutting blade. What's it called? Cutting blade. So if we could lay that whole sidewall of the pool down the driveway, because I'm pretty sure it's like 20, 30 feet long, draw a line down it, take a skill saw and in a good metal cutting blade and go right down the center of that, I can wrap the beds I have in metal and just screw them in to support them. We don't necessarily have to, and I could probably build some new beds. What do you think? Let me know. Connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com if you have any questions, but do not send me any seed exchange stuff until you hear in the community section of the channel that I'm starting the seed exchange, because I'm going to create 3 individual email accounts for Canada, US, and Europe. Okay? All right. Maybe we should have a skill exchange tradesman to help fix up stuff for each other. I only come up with the ideas. It's Howie who puts them into play. For residing your house, yeah, I need some people to take some trees down. Anyway, I love you guys. Happy New Year. Take care. God bless. And remember, walk in the divine light of God's love, because love is the only answer. Love is the only shield. Love is what's going to get us through. All right? Happy New Year. Take care. God bless. I love you guys. Don't ever forget that. Just because I'm sitting on this side of the screen and I can't see your face doesn't mean I can't love you, because I do. I love you. God bless.